today. Steve Morgan, Fishing Monthly Magazines with Phil Perias from Port Phillip Boating Centre. And Phil, this is a pretty fancy boat we've got behind us here. It says a limited edition, but explain the brand and what's going on behind us.
Yeah, well, this is our flagship model, I should say. Very popular. It's the 675 enclosed. This is actually the limited edition version, so which comes with different options and different transom upgrades and things like that. We do have the standard version as well. So yeah, it's been a really good model for us.
Tell us a little bit more about that Haines Hunter brand, built down here in Melbourne, and you're only 20 minutes from the ramp here at the Warmies. Tell us why you like selling the Haines Hunter so much.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I've always been a Haines Hunter fan of growing up and getting into boats, and we know they ride fantastic. I mean, it's a brand that's been, synonymous in the fishing industry for 60 odd years. And so when I first started Port Phillip Boating Centre, I thought, well, what brand would I like to be associated with? And obviously it was a no-brainer for me. Haines Hunter was the one.
Yep.
And obviously Yamaha as well. So yeah, they fit really nice together. And yeah, we've been a Haines Hunter Yamaha dealer for 20 years now, and that's all we sell. We don't sell any other brands. So we like to think that we've become experts in that particular brand, and I guess we have. And yeah, just really, it's just nice when you're selling a boat that you really believe in. So to the customer, and when you take them out and they experience it, it just makes it easier to sell, to be fair.
Tell us about this 675 enclosed. There is a standard edition, but this is a limited edition. Tell us the differences between the two. Like, I know there's an upgraded transom to hold that big 300 there, but what else has it got?
Well, with the 675, it actually comes in three models. So you've got your offshore version, which is there's no hardtop or enclosed, so that's just your windscreen with your bimini and clears. Then you've got your hardtop version. So the hardtop is the same, but you've got clears and a windscreen, and then you've got the full enclosed version. Yep. So those three versions. And I guess from the standard to the limited, which you can get in all three models, you've got your transom upgrade. So you can go from 250 horsepower to 300 horsepower. Yep. You've got options of colours in the limited edition, where now we've different colour codes, different colour schemes. We've got the flooring and those sort of things. A little bit heavier layup as well. Yep. Just for those people that are going offshore and stuff. It just gives that little bit extra punch out offshore. So your seating arrangements are a little bit different, those sort of things. The actual general boat, the actual model doesn't change, but it's just the options and the features and benefits that you can get in the limited edition.
It's like it's been set up with options that you'd pick as options and our standard in this model here.
Yeah, that's right. So for those people that want that bit extra horsepower, they love the flooring, the seating upgrades, those sort of colour schemes, they'll just go to the limited and off you go.
This model supplied with the Yamaha's 300 DES, which is the digital electric steering version. How have you found that whole Hellmaster ecosystem? Customers loving it? Yeah,
it's been revolutionary. It's the electric steering's unbelievable. So no more oil, no more leaking out, none of that sort of stuff. The actual, it's super smooth. It's always the same consistency in terms of when you're turning. It's just fantastic. And then when you couple that with now the full Hellmaster with your autopilot, which you can just get autopilot if you want, and then upgrade to the joystick control as well. Yep. We found it to be fantastic. Customers are loving the fish point, where the boat will just sit in its own. So it's basically like having a massive Minn Kota on the front of your boat. And then all the other features and benefits that Yamaha are coming out with now. It's just, a lot of people are heading that way. So we're probably getting, in this particular model, 2 out of 3 are going Hellmaster. So it's really, really good.
Matching the locally built boat, is this locally built easy tow alloy trailer. You were saying before that using the alloy trailer actually drags the whole package weight down a lot, makes it a little bit safer to tow.
Yeah, it does. It depending on the model of trailer, but you sort of save anywhere from 180 to 200 kilos on the tow weight, which is fantastic. Plus it's alloy. Obviously we know the benefits of alloy. They've come a long way. When we first started, alloy was a little bit iffy. People are saying, is it going to be strong enough and all the rest of it, but the manufacturers have come a long way with alloy, and and I guess no more rust and things like that, but it does help when you're pulling 200 kilos odd less when you're towing on your vehicle. So that's the big benefit.
And you're not towing it with a big looking vehicle. The VW you're towing with there, it looks like a small vehicle, but it handles this no worries. You were telling me it comes in, a few hundred kilos under 3 tonne, this package.
Yeah, it does. I mean, obviously depending on how we package it up these days, but anywhere from sort of 2.6 to 2.8 it'll come in at. I mean, if you really go, overboard, it might creep up to that 2.8, 2.9, but which it keeps it under that 3 tonne, which is really good. Because there's a lot of vehicles out there that are 3 tonne now, so that's made a big difference.
Yeah, nearly every dual cab ute in the market can tow this now, and a lot of people that they're Australia's most popular ute, aren't they? These, yeah, exactly. And if you don't have to do a car upgrade with a boat upgrade, then hey, maybe you might have more budget to spend on your boat.
Yeah, definitely, that's what we're finding now. And you'll obviously down here in Victoria, got a lot of tradies that have got their utes, and they don't have to upgrade their cars anymore. So that's a real benefit for the whole industry, to be fair.
Well, it's a great looking boat, but we're going to see how this boat performs. We're going to throw it in the water and come back to you with some of the performance statistics. So there you go. We are now off the water and in fact right back up at Brisbane in the Fishing Monthly headquarters, and we've done the numbers and have a bit of an opinion, I suppose, about this boat. Now, I'll let you know right now that this boat is actually John Haber's boat, who's the owner of Haines Hunter, and the guys from Port Phillip Boating Centre actually borrowed the boat off him so we could test it that day. So firstly, I suppose, a big thanks to John for letting us have a run around in his personal rig. Now, you can tell by the montage shots there that this is a pretty good looking boat. That's one of the things that the limited edition offers. It offers that colour palette of different colours that are different from the standard ones that you can buy in the Haines Hunter dealerships, to create that personalised package that's going to suit some of your needs. Some of the things you probably can't tell by just watching the video though is how quiet this boat is on the water. Haines Hunters are always, they're weighty. They have, obviously the voids are filled very well under the deck, and they're always really quiet on the water. We did 3 Haines Hunter boat tests on this day, and all of them were very, very similar. Feel solid, feel quiet on the water, and of course the benefit of that extra weight in the water is that they ride really well in the chop. Now, the day we had on Port Phillip Bay wasn't calm, but it wasn't terribly rough. Just that sort of half metre of chop coming in at the extremities of where we went out to. Very comfortable, this boat. You sit in the seat, no worries at all. I love a good position to rest your feet. This boat had it. But the spread of instruments and the layout of the dash was really, really impressive. You can see on the cutaway here, you can flush mount big units and multiple big units in that dashboard. There's adequate room for all of Yamaha's Helmmaster ecosystem, which of course is a joy to use on the day as well. That autopilot is single touch heading. You can adjust it by 1 or 5 degrees at a time just by simple pushes of the button. It really is something that's going to be really easy for you to learn if you ever indulge in those additional features you can get by buying that 300 DES Yamaha. The joysticks, of course, are so simple that literally kids can use them. You point, you twist the boat will turn around, forward, back, steering. That single engine joystick application is awesome. Of course, when you move to the twin engines, you get that crabbing sideways ability when you have those 2 engines working against each other. One of my comments about the DES, that digital electric steering, is that there are different steerings available for the Yamaha outboards. There's a standard hydraulic steering, there's electric assisted hydraulics, and then there's the full DES, which doesn't rely on hydraulics at all. It's all the planetary gears and no oil involved. And in my opinion, that DES steering is the smoothest and the quietest of all of them. Hook Hellmaster and that GPS locking feature onto one of the electric over hydraulics, you can definitely hear that thing in the water. Inside the boat, you can see by the cutaways here again the complementary rubber flooring, which is in all of the limited edition boats. Looks great. A little bit dirty on the test day. Someone with some dirty shoes walked around on it, but as always, a little bit of a gurney. That stuff comes up perfectly. Cabin itself is lockable, which is great. If you're going to take this boat on extended trips, you can lock all your fishing gear in the cabin, lock it away, and it's a solid door there. And of course, that sort of security isn't available on some of the lower model and smaller boats. Talking about some of the performance of this rig, of course, with the upgraded transom, this can hold that 300 horsepower V6 Yamaha on the back. It has a 270 litre fuel tank as well. So when we ran the numbers, best cruising speed 3,500 RPM, which is very typical, 45 kilometres an hour, getting 1.5 kilometres per litre burn. Now, when you do those numbers, that gives you well over 400 kilometres of range on the standard tanks which are in the boat. Wide open throttle, put the hammers down, this thing goes quick, 5,800 RPM, goes 79 kilometres an hour, but boy, does that economy drop down. As usual, the difference between cruising speed and wide open throttle in the economy is nearly a doubling of use of petrol per distance, or a halving of that kilometres per litre range you get. 800 metres or 0.8 of a kilometre per litre of fuel burn. So this was running the Saltwater Series 17-inch pitch stainless steel Yamaha prop. Talking to Phil, he always likes to set up his boats and prop his boats probably with an inch less prop than we usually run, and usually one hole down. Anyone that knows anything about boats knows this is so it's a little bit more stable, I suppose. It doesn't cavitate or ventilate as much in that in the rougher water. So he sets them up for conditions that you're going to be in a lot of the time, which might be a little bit joggly water, might be outside with swells. You want to sink that motor a little bit deeper and have it propped a little bit smaller so that you've got that bite on the water. And this is on purpose. So you may see someone who's got this boat and they can get a couple more kilometres an hour out of it. Probably can. Engine shallower, prop a bit bigger, you can do that. But the trade-off is driving in that messy water. Phil himself, you can tell he's passionate about the brand, and he's a real expert when it comes to these Haines boats. They're set up well. He knows how to drive them. It was a pleasant day on the water, regardless of what the conditions were. You see a lot in this industry, people that get into it for the right reasons, like they're passionate about the brands, but I think Phil's at the top of the tree when it comes to someone who really believes in both of his products that he sells. That's the hull, the Haines Hunter hull, and the Yamaha outboard motor. Now, we don't put prices in the video anymore. We modify them down in the description of the video down below, but you can check out the price there, and make sure if you're in Victoria and want to get a price on your ultimate Haines boat, might be this 675 enclosed, talk to Phil or Steve or any of the team there at Port Phillip Boating Centre. All right, whenever you're ready.